If I decide to charge you for a collab, I charge you 10 million, Bob.
Haven't got that heat. Wagwan was happening. My name is Ruby V, and this right here is the Kingship Podcast. Massive shout out to you for checking this out. If you haven't checked out previous episodes, go ahead and check them out. We're now on visual, so if you're catching this on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. If you're catching this on audio, make sure that you enjoy this on your favorite streaming platform. We're on Anchor, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, we're on what else? We're everywhere, okay? So Pocket Cast, Castbox, whatever site you can think of, the Kingship Podcast is on there. Now, we're about to get into a conversation that I usually like getting into every once in a while. He featured on the Kingship Podcast Season 1. I think it was like the 6th episode. If you haven't listened to that, go ahead and check it out. It's right here on this YouTube channel, and of course, distribution platforms as well. So now this is off of the back of giving a Kenyan rapper 1 million shillings, you know, announcing a recording deal, you know, stuff with OdiBets. I'm pretty sure if you're Kenyan and you're watching this, you already know who I'm talking about, none other than the OG. Stay tuned. Khaligraph Jones.
Yeah.
Up in the place. What's happening?
What's good?
I've
been okay. God is good.
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah, all the time. We are alive and we are grateful for the blessings.
So far survived the pandemic.
Yeah, Yani, we are here.
When nimekuwa nikiona ukifanya ma shows like after the whole open up the country. First of all, let's start off of that conversation, yeah. Ulienda hapo ukamit na DP.
Yeah.
And then you had a bunch of artists in there. And I remember we had a phone call conversation. They said, you know, there's a bunch of things you guys discussed that we're gonna start rolling out. It's been a couple months, I want to say, yeah, since mpatane. So nataka kujua, like, you know, these things that you had talked about, are they being implemented? Yeah. What kind of stuff did you talk about? Because I feel like no one ever really got into what that was.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we had conversations concerning very many things, and but there's some of the things that we even talked about came to happen. Only that. Sikutoka nje kusema, yo guys, you know, I'm the one with based on the conversation he had with me, these are the results. I didn't come out to say that because I'm not that sort of person. Sometimes low key, anyamaza tu naona kifanyika nasema, yeah, one day mtajua. But I remember I was with we highlighted we were talking about the percentages as Skiza, and we. Like, I mean, the other day, did you see kulikuwa na I'm sure mliona hiyo news ya nini zinataka the impact from the conversation. Now your percentage ya wasanii inapandishwa. I think you saw that. You might have seen that.
It was in Parliament, I think.
Exactly, yeah. We talked about that, and I can I'll not want to come out here and say that, yo guys, but you know what it is. There is also a show that we did. Remember when we went there, at that point nobody was performing, and vast majority of the artists were people are broke. And sometimes I think it's important to say what broke means, because to some people when you say you're broke, they assume that you don't even have a single cent. Unaweza kuwa a billionaire and you're broke. That just means that you're not making
the sustained budget. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So we went there. We initiated an idea that we wanted to have to set up a show, which we did. Na tulifanya hiyo show I can't remember that show. the name of the show, but we came up with the concept, and we had everybody, like, I mean, from guys like Akina Ska, Cardinali, Boutros, and Nini, all those guys were performing in that gig. And that is something that mimi nilienda nikaambia Bazu, wewe niaje mazetu kesho hata mavijana wakijisearch tupatie mboka tuone venye mavijana wanaweza jisaidia. I was also part of the whole thing that we went to do there, and amongst very many other things, yeah. But
sustainability, like beyond 2021, whatever else you guys talked about that is going to be implemented, do you think artists are going to be able to maybe sustain themselves? Because again, yes, artists are broke, right? Money is system I call straightforward, like you're gonna get X amount of money from streams and whatnot. So from this conversation, because wase wengi wanasema, you know, elections iko karibu, antics on the other side.
Yeah, totally understand. But you also need to remember that before the sit down, places, things like restaurants were not operating. The country was locked, so you couldn't even go, you know, move to other places. If you're in Nairobi, exactly, you're in Nairobi, you know. But after the convo with the guy, the country was unlocked. That was the main essence of the meeting, to unlock the country. Of which we went and we achieved that. I think we achieved what we went for. And to me, that's the most important thing. And at that point, Pia, there were very many agendas you wanted to lay on the table. But some of these things, they require more than one sit down, you see? And just with the way that the political scene right now, and it's been a little bit difficult to secure another.
The climate is hostile.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, I just want to make this clear. But I'm not a political guy. Me going to sit down with this guy, it was not political. Mimi kwangu, yani, I'm just saying, you know. Some people want to assume that, oh, these guys were going to be given handouts. Tuseme hata, I'll give you an example. Tuseme tumeenda wale pale wase kama 25. And Ruto aseme toa kitu tugawane. How much money do you think he'll give all these 25 guys? And how much money do you think ya kutosha? You know who I am. You know the kind of life that I live and my status in this industry of ours. So even if I'm given 1 million bob today, is it going to change my life? Those are some of the things that people need to understand. For a person like me, I don't go for handouts. We come up with proper solutions on how we can be able to change situations. So as far as handouts go, that is not never my agenda. But if an individual feels like, you want to throw in something for the OG, I mean, it's all good. You're always open to that. But that is never the agenda for me.
Okay, I hear you. Now, speaking about, the bag, we're talking about, we're having this conversation right off the rip of Odinare challenge. Yo, first of all, let me just give me a breakdown of how this thing came about. So, how did it start? I think it was off the comments that were made by this guy, Alfred Mutua. Was it not Alfred Mutua? What is this other guy's name? This guy was the Ezekiel Mutua, that guy. So he made certain remarks that made me unhappy, and he was saying that it was basically kudegrade wasanii, unaona, alikuwa na degrade wasanii, akasema that like these guys, I know most of them, we know their bank accounts, they have nothing. And of course, the way I felt about the whole situation, I felt like that was uncalled for. In his position, that is not how you address such a matter. There are better professional ways to go about it. So
I was in the studio and I was with my manager and I was like, yo, bro, why don't we start a competition? And I take 500 G's, mini gonna do yangu. This is just to show that these guys that, yes, I'm not rich, but at least, you know,
like we ain't got nothing.
We ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
So I take 500,000, I put it on the table, and I start a rap competition. I say I want to start a rap competition where I'm going to award the rappers at the end of the competition, blah blah blah. So you're still coming up with the details of the concept, but it was on a Saturday, and then on Sunday I got a call from the OdiBets guys. They were like, yo, we see what you did, we see what you're trying to do, and you want to come and incorporate ourselves in your idea or the idea that you have. So on Monday we had a sit down. So we had a sit down. They were like, yo, Nini, since you have 500,000, we want to give you 4.5 million to make it 5 million. No. So at first, you know, it's not every day. And I'll be very honest with you, even those who are watching out there, corporates in Kenya, they don't really pay well. Like and they used to back in the days, but nowadays we have a lot of agencies who are supposed to be the middlemen.
The middle, yeah.
Exactly. So it is the agency's responsibility to locate the artist. So by the time the corporate is paying, this money has to go through the agency and then but with how we did it with OdiBets is that it was Khaligraph Jones and OdiBets. There was no agency in between. And tukakachini akasema naekele hiyo do. At first, you know, sometimes when people can be saying stuff, sometimes you might not be like, when you go show talk to 4.5 million nyinyi mazasijao na corporate imekelea doka hiyo sana sana kwa rap. So when they did, I mean, everything came to place. You know, we tukapanga vitu. We did it in a very short time. We did it in a very short time. That thing was not even arranged. Now the way people usually set up shows, like you have to get a crew to
plan, yeah.
Like it's a whole lot of planning has to go into that. But for us, we didn't have that because tulikuja tu na an idea, a rough idea, and these guys were like, yo, let's get this shit done real quick because we don't want to waste time. So
time
I'm like, yo, time is money. So even venye tulianza. So even as we started the whole thing, we did not anticipate the campaign to be as big as it was, you know. So ikakuja tukaanzisha even venye tukaanza basically. Yeah.
I think also pia ilikam time fiti wase wako mtaani. Asia popping. And I think also that kwanza wewe ulikuwa umesema utafanya HC rap challenge. What happened to yours?
I remember I had
pressure.
No. Actually, when I talked to KLM, I was like, yo bro, send me the beat. And Ka took the, you know, part of the conversation that we had on Instagram and he posted it on his socials. And everybody saw that. Everybody was like, Khaligraph Jones also wants to. And the main intention for me, even from the jump, was to get people to do this thing. But niliona hiyo already yeko postio nini ilikuwa na impact. Kila mtu akaanza kuifanya. Nikakuwa like, mission accomplished.
Yo, get out of here, man. We was waiting on that challenge. Kila msali your challenge. That was also another challenge that went crazy. I think also that laid the foundation for you know guys to know that this shit is happening like that.
For sure.
But shout out to OdiBets, man. That was crazy also, especially for hip hop. What a time to be alive. So e-bag ilikuja ya OdiBets when you were at the finale, right? When Katapilla was crowned the winner. You said there's a recording deal.
Yeah.
So tell me about this recording deal.
It's the initial plan was supposed to be a one song recording deal. Like it's just one song, one video.
Khali, what kind of recording deal is that?
I know.
What kind of deal is that?
But unajua, it's just based on experience. Sometimes, you know, with the experience that I have, at that point I felt like that was the necessary step to take.
Or that's what the label could handle. Because I feel like also label tunika zingine.
When we started it, there's things which we did not foresee. So by the end of the competition, on the contract, ilikuwa ni one song recording deal. But by the end of the competition, I'm looking at this contract and I'm thinking, man, Katapilla, Ben C again. That guy really surprised me. I didn't even expect him to nini atifika with your Elisha Eli and I was saying kila msee alikuwa ni mnoma. So I sat down and I was like, okay, all these guys have mad potential and what they need is somebody to guide them. So I talked to Francis tukasema wacha tuone venye tunaweza kuonyesha njia, unaona. I know as per the contract it's supposed to be a one song, but I want to take it upon myself to play that role and just basically guide them. You know me, I'm always easy to work with. If you want to get me on a feature, you can always get me on a feature and nini. But the feature is not even the most important thing at this point. It's just being able to guide these guys and show them the direction to take with their music. So that is what we are going to do. But as per the contract, ilikuwa ni ngoma moja, video, na a collaboration with Khaligraph. You know, if I decide to charge you for a collab, I charge you 10 million, Bob. But I don't. I have never charged anybody for a collaboration. I mean, there are people who have paid, but mimi nikiniambia Khali mazejo, sasa kama OdiBets wengine niambia Khali, tunataka uimbe na nani, ndio charge 10 million. Do you understand the math? Unaona, lakini sana nikasema sasa acha niwachukue nione venye naweza kuwasaidia, because sometimes people will think that doing a song with Khaligraph is going to give you proper mileage, but the knowledge you can get from just hanging out with me, I think it's more important than the song, because you can do a song today, you put it on YouTube, in a Saudika, you have no information, you have no knowledge on how to handle this everything. So yeah, I believe knowledge in your power, and So
Delia Katapilla, see, it's the top 6, right? What kind of deal? They're gonna be Blu Ink signees, the first official crop of artists.
Some of these matters are still in
deliberation.
Exactly, yeah. And as of now, man, I cannot give out the full info. But as soon as we have properly aligned everything, then all that info is going to be out there. You'll definitely know what's up. Lakini OdiBets wameset, unajua, while we were awarding these guys and for the enemy OdiBets, they went out of their way again and they put money on the label to get all the 6 guys on board. Unaona? So but hizo vitu tuna deliberate. As soon as we are done with that, then tutakuwa na concrete nini ya kuonyesha watu this
this is what is going to be happening. But that would be a dope move. I mean, we had this conversation again last year when I was asking you about signing. We talked about like the whole dynamic of signing artists is just different. It's not, just music, and there's a whole team that you got to put around them. So I understand these only nitty-gritties. Did you expect Katapilla to win it? I mean, when we had the top 6, right? Did you think that Kata was gonna be the one to take it home?
From the get-go, I knew Kata was good. But as far as winning goes, because I believe every contestant in there are contestants who didn't even make it in the top 20, but they were crazy, you know. So of the 20 guys that made it to the finals, everybody was good. But at the end of the day, me expect Kata ashinde, and I have to there's something I want to clarify, because there was a whole lot of talk. The competition was free. if you wanted to do it, like if it didn't matter if you were a big artist, manini.
Yeah.
Because what on about your 1 million? I know a lot of guys who are big in this industry, but they don't have 1 million.
Touch that.
Oh no, yeah. So the competition was free for everybody to join. And those guys who feel like they didn't want to take part in the competition because they're like, me, you know, I'm already in the, I'm already in the industry. People already fuck with my shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna take part in this challenge. Katapilla was like, Buddha, me and your Mr. Could you make up and down? You missing a meter? Not a do. And the guy came through, did his thing. Yes, of course, people will say that, oh, you already had Kata on Khali Cartel and then Luku, but Jama mekelea job, yana Jama lifanya competition, now the guy was voted for
what's
as the
fair
best.
is fair.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Because of course hip hop, you can never please the street. They always have something to say. It's like, what is that judging panel? What is this list of finalists? Why is Katapilla that?
Opinions are always going to be there either way. No matter what you do, opinion ya watu lazima itakuwa tu, and those are things which you can never avoid.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Tunasonga tukiendanga.
Exactly.
Maybe even if he gets nominated for the awards this year, they'll say it's because the words.
Kata ni wacha nikwambie, nasema hivi, Kata ni mnoma. You can go back to the interview that we did. Was it in 2017? Homeboys. I told you about these kids that I discovered on Twitter. They tagged me on one of their videos.
On HC, right?
Yeah. And the group was called Afrocentric. I told you about that. You go, hata jana niliona maziko like, I actually talked about these guys.
Yeah.
So that's the first time I came to know about Kata.
Yeah.
Onana. So I mean, the boy has been working, and you can never take that away from him.
Yeah.
So watu wamekelea kazi. Sometimes hata mimi nilifanya MC Africa. Mimi nilifanya freestyle battles zingine mingi yani, but the fact that nilifanya MC Africa haikuni stop ku participate kwa battles zingine. You can always go out there and try your luck. You never know.
It's how bad you want it.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I like that. So now OG getting into the game. I mean, we talked last year and you said that you when you were getting into the game, it was about the passion, but now you feel like you want to be the artist that's known for revolution in Kenyan hip-hop and Kenyan music. With all these strides that you're making, I mean, you coming up with this challenge, feeding artists in COVID times, you know, when money, akuna pesa, literally. Do you feel like you're slowly getting to that status, or do you feel like you've already arrived at that point?
I either way, even at this point, everything I do is all, you know, from passion, the passion that I have for this music thing. And I've never said anywhere that I want to be known as that person who revolutionized the game. No, I never say that.
You did. We're gonna play that recording.
Yeah, probably, man. If I say that was a mistake. Mimi, however you want to think about, you know, my impact in the industry, that is on you. Mimi, I'm just coming here to do whatever it is I'm supposed to do, and then I dip. So if you want to consider me as a revolutionarist or whatever, revolutionary game changer, then that's on you. That is your opinion. Mimi, I'm just here to perform my responsibilities, and then I.
And what kind of responsibilities do you feel that you have?
Started in this game. Very long time ago. Very long time ago, and until
well, like you were 16?
I was 16 actually.
Okay.
In 2007. So in 2007, 2008, I was battling in Wapi. 2009, 2010, 2011. But if you do the math, yo jama medunga nimekawia kwa game saizi. I'm 31 years old right now. 31 years old. So I'm not 25 years old, 22, 23. So I cannot be moving how I was moving when I was miaka, unaona. So right now I feel like I've taken I'm in a position whereby a lot of people look at me as a role model, unaona. So I feel like my responsibility niku clear the path for my people, to set a good example, and to show them that yo, Buddha manze kitu by then as a happen, unaona. I know a lot of guys who I started rapping with, you know, we were together back in the days, you know, doing this shit together. But right now, the niggas is not here. And even if they're here, they're still trying to break through, unaona. So, nataka tu kuonyesha wasee, yani responsibility yangu ni kuonyesha wasee that hii kitu, by the way, inaweza fanyika, unaona. Inaweza fanyika, na sasa hivi nimefikia mimi ni mzae. I'm not the same age with Boutros. Not the same age with
Don J
or Katapilla.
Yeah.
So I have to take that fatherly role and guide these guys, and that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. Yeah. That's dope. And that's why in that aspect as well. God damn. But you did say about the revolution,
probably usiku nilikuwa nasikia wimbo za revolution.
Umejigas.
Every day you live and you learn.
Yeah.
And every day when you get to expose to new things, then ideologies appears in a change for teacher and around. So I believe that's what it is.
Alright, now the Khali getting into the game versus the Khali now, right? Getting into the game, you're just a young kid from the hood.
Yeah, sure.
Struggles, Kayole, Itajipa versus now Khali. People like, yo, Kenyan hip hop is happening, you're spicing it up. Well, you're part of the spice, man. I'm also spicing it up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course.
You know, it's a bunch of niggas spicing it up, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Would you say that your mentality has remained the same, or has it changed? Khali getting into the game versus Khali Big Papa now?
I believe I'm still the same person. I'm still the same person, but of course, you know, the more you elevate, then the bigger your perspective becomes. Like, you have a very wide view of, you know, everything. At that point when I was in Kayole, no. But right now I'm not in Kayole. I am here, and people are looking at me for more, you know, different directions all over Africa. So perspective yangu pia ime grow. So I'm not I'm the same guy. Ain't nothing changed, but of course I'm a little bit experienced right now. I am wiser. I am
influential,
of course. Yeah. But OG is still OG. I've been the OG from the jump, and I'm still the OG right now. Ain't nothing changed. Yeah.
As someone who's influential and who doesn't shy away from using your voice to call out anything and everything. I mean, I saw you talking about what just happened in Kayole, the police brutality. Like in this situation, for
the longest time.
Like what do you think we could do, maybe as the hip hop community, as the artist community, as everybody, as Kenyans, period, beyond, you know, to social media? Because I feel like we all get on social media and we're like, end police brutality and fuck the 1-2 and all that, but then it's not like it really actualizes. It's not like after we do that, unasikia autism may reduce. If anything, it becomes crazier.
Oh, and there's a certain post that I put up today, and there's a certain blogger who came out guns blazing and saying that, oh, Khaligraph is not addressing this matter, and he's from Kayole, and are these the sort of celebrities you guys emulate? Who are these guys? These guys are not serious. And I'm like, you know, nigga, I've been talking about this shit from the beginning, and because it happened yesterday and I ain't posted about it yesterday on Instagram, some people think that you're just on Instagram every time something happens you want to post about it. I mean, I can be for the nini hiyo campaign tunasema end police brutality. Now there are things which I'm working on behind the scene and not on social media, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Khaligraph is not for that. Unaona? So hiyo tu nilikuwa na address watu wao wanaweza kuja kusema nini. I've been talking about it. Kwani kuna mtu amesimamia mimi we've sung songs about it. Wewe unaongelea tu saa hizi juu wana kitu inafanyika and it's a trend now because everybody's talking about it. You want to get some clout off that. But anyway, I feel like as Kenyans, and I put it on my post as well, if you get a chance while you edit this, you can take that caption and put it right here below the screen. And ilisema, we have the power to change everything. Like, we have the power to change the current happenings in this country. And the only way we can do that is by how we vote. And that's how you change situations. That's how you change. And I know the situation is bad, but and I want to insist on this because Kenyans are easily you can easily convinced. Like right now we might be talking about this, but towards the elections, as we get to the elections, it's like akili inapotea kila kitu. Watu tena wanaanza kukunini kuangia tribalism and
it's square one all over again.
All over again. And then we vote sababu mtu ni lugha yetu ama mtu ni nini. Whatever decision you're going to make right now, itakuja wanasemanga matokeo ni mjukuu ama nini. Wanasemanga nini?
Wacha kunega passport.
Matokeo ni mjukuu. Ile kitu unapanda saa hii ndicho utavuna. So kama umepanda kitu mzuri saa hii, that's what you're going to
harvest something good.
Exactly. Yeah. So with that said, you know what I mean. Let's be wise as we even go to make we're going to vote. Know who you're voting for. Know what they're bringing to the table, so that you don't come afterwards and start blaming people at wasanii. Kama Khaligraph hajaposta about police brutality, unaanza kusema ati Khaligraph ana side na government. Let's be wise and vote for legit people. Unaona? So that's what I can urge the people to do, man. They don't get fooled by these people. They come and they lure you into traps. They convince you with handouts, and then unaona? Yeah.
Have you ever thought about getting into politics? I mean, not even in the past, maybe in recent times when you've seen kusema kitu hivi in a trend. Have you ever thought about getting in that?
Yeah, of course. And it's something that I never thought I would want to. I never thought I would want to take that route, that direction. It's because of how politicians are. Like, I've known guys who are, before they were politicians, you know, you'd sit down with them, you'd have constructive conversations, and they come up with solutions, and you're like, oh, this guy, the minute he goes into office, this guy's gonna change shit. But immediately they get there, then everything changes, you know. So I have never thought of myself being that kind of person. So a lot of times I refrain from that. But because there's been a lot of pressure, you know. And people feel like, yo, Khaligraph, what you represent, what you stand for is legit. Why don't you take that direction? I mean, that is something probably in the future I'd want to look at. But as of now, I feel like I'm playing a better role with this music thing that I'm doing. Exactly, yeah. But I talked to me and Franco, we were talking, because I want to go back to school. I want to go back.
Study what?
Nataka kuona kama 2027 yani tunaweza chachisha yani yes, but I want to go back to school.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. What are you going to study?
Sijui hata.
Oh,
lakini nataka kustudy law. Nataka kustudy law. Nataka kustudy law. That is information. That was very discreet information. I didn't want to put it out there because you're still, but I want to go back to school. Ni some law na constitution
Yeah.
And then in future we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All the best with that. We'll be here watching. Tutakuwa tunangoja hizo ma transcript. Tunasikia. Siku post tu hapa ma freestyle na tuone results.
Where's post freestyle for them? Unachoka.
Tunataka results. Msela soma ama ni ufala tu.
Kweli.
Lakini that's no. But what has pushed you to thinking about going back to school?
Mimi, I'm a Form 4 leaver. When I was going to school, I attended primary school from 1997 to 2004. 97 to 2004, and then high school. High school sikusomanga high school vizuri. Kwa mingi zingine huko Kayole, unaona? Mingi like sikuandanga, like I think kulikuwa na kama 2 years, close to 3, and then we drop out of school. And I used to be a very bright kid, even back in primary. But you know, when you go to high school, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. And high school, even you missing out 1 year is enough to impact.
Oh, fuck you up.
Fuck you up and everything. But you know, eventually when I decided to go back to school, I did not decide to go back to school, but when the environment was conducive enough to accommodate me going back to school, in the end, and I got my certificate, but I did not pass my CSE examinations. I failed. We passed, Anna, but I got good, not very bad grades. So nikachia chuo hapo if you know. Like I mean, but even from primary school, I've always been that kind of person who, like, I want to learn. You know, I want to know. I want nataka kuwa wise. I want wisdom. Unaona. So I did not get a chance to join uni. Even if I'd have wanted to, circumstances would not allow me. And muziki ikakuja ikafanya vile kila kitu ikakuwa fiti. So I believe right now circumstances zenyewe zinaweza ni allow mimi nyanya kitaka kujirudisha chuo nisome. Exactly, yeah. So that's why I want to go back to school, because I feel like it's only right. It's only right. Even I'm not doing this for anybody. It's for myself. Yeah.
Why'd you drop out of school?
My parents were unable to take me through school. The financial constraints. Yeah. And things of that sort.
Okay. Yeah. Understood. It's understandable. It does happen a lot. It happens a lot.
So me and chuo nilikuwa more time nilikuwa nimedrop chuo, hata nilikuwa sikuwa nataka hata kurudi huko, yani unaona. Ile time nilienda chuo, I think it was in 2007 or 2008. Nilianza na first time nilienda form 1. Second time nikafanya form 2. Second time nilifanya form 1. Third time nikafanya form 2. In 2008 nikaenda form 3. Nikaenda form 3. 2009 nikamaliza form 4. So nilikuwa nimezisqueeze tu. Yani tu
hata inawezekana.
Na tu ni transfer shule. Transfer shule mingi sana.
Kwa nini suspension ama?
Si suspension, unafukuzwa school fees bana. Shule zetu ndio kitambo zilikuwa za ploti. Hizo zilikuwa ni shule normal, lakini big shout out to Bruce Wood. Yeye ndio high school nilitoka. Bruce Wood. Tulikuwa na chuo na jamaa fulani hapa anaitwa alikuwa ana rapping hata sijui, lakini ame relax tu easy. Anaitwa Mike Da Vinci. We used to be in the same school, man. Big shout out to you, bro, if you're watching this. Unajua Mike Da Vinci?
Nimemcheki online.
I used to be in school with that guy. Kwa jamaa alikuja chuo. Tuko chuo yetu kwa Kayole. No, he was a white boy. Like we used to call him white boy. Alikuja na makizungu. Yeah, man, popos. Now I ain't trying to get arrested by the popos. I remember that was fun, but we shout out to me.
Oh man. Now you briefly mentioned your parents in this high school experience, and I know that you lost your dad. When did this happen?
In 2012. 2012, when I was releasing there's a song called Every Day. Khaligraph Jones, Every Day. Go and check it out on YouTube. Around the same time that was happening, he passed away. It was ilistua, unajua sikitu yani ilikuwa ifanyike but ilifanyika. And the cause he was diabetic, so he had diabetes. Yeah,
that's hectic.
Yeah.
My grandma also passed away with diabetes, and it's not a pretty sight. It's quite advanced.
True.
It's not cute at all. And this is happening at a very young age, 22, 23, I want to say.
Yeah, of course.
So this is a very, I think during that time you're getting into like adulthood. You're a young adult. You need guidance, how do I talk to girls, I'm trying to holler at shorties, how am I a gentleman, how do I move, how do I, set myself up to be a responsible man in society. Did you ever try to look anywhere else for that guidance, like a father figure sort of situation, or were you just like, you know what, Khali, man up, now this is your game?
No, according to how we were brought up, there are certain privileges that you're not accorded. And if you had a dad and he dies, I don't know how this is going to sound, but if he dies, and then now you have to pick up the pieces. And hakuna mtu atakuja kuambia sasa bro now nini, because everybody has their own problems in their face. Like, even me, my dad passed away and I'm here. So lazima unangangana tu yani mazejo. But we pulled through. My mom's was always there. She's still here. And because me, I used to live with my dad. My dad and my mom's had separated kidogo. So I was taking care of my dad. But when he passed away, now I had to go and look for moms. Hali ilikuwa mbaya. I was bouncing that time. I was a bouncer, and I was still rapping. But rap, you're not making anything out of that. You're just doing it because it's a hobby. And as a kushina made Dandora, that was in 2012. 2013, tukarudi huku side za Komarok. Na 2013 Odi alikuwa anakuja na Pula Kombo anafanya ma freestyle huko mbaya sana. Hakuna hata fare kurudi kwa nyumba yani bwana. Ukienda kwa nyumba unalala kwa kiti. Nilikuwa nalala kwa kiti ya madhe. You see my sister? She works here, unaona? Yanaweza kukuambia we used to live in a 1-bedroom house. Kiti siko hapa. My mom is sleeping in the bedroom. And I had 4 sisters. I got to make a mattress hapa chini. And me, I used to live. That was in 2013. Na bado mlikuwa na Buddha ojini nini. Ngangana tu unajua. Yeah, but I mean all that happened and gradually, situations began to change. And we began, like, everything changed for the better. And here we are now.
What is it that made you stick with the rap thing? Because you're telling me you're bouncing, right?
Yeah.
And rap is a hobby. But what's making you be like, you know what, I still gotta do, besides the passion, right? Kukona driving in yote.
Because I think, aside from rapping, I believe
any
that I can do better,
Okay.
So it's like, yo, this has to be it. If it ain't this, then I don't know, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
I tell you, with the credentials Ashule, I never even went for my those results, certificates and everything.
Kwani ulipata grade gani?
Grade ilikuwa mbovu. Utaisikia kwa album. I highlight everything on the album. There is a song, I outline everything and you'll be able to understand because I tell the whole story.
Okay.
And the album is there, but nilikuwa najua tu ninaweza kubounce. Na I knew how to rap. And because pia hauna makaratasi nini, labda unaweza piga zile hustle huku hivi za mtaa. Tena with a background like Kayole. So
your chances are very slim.
Exactly, yeah.
Got you. You're the only guy in your family?
No, gonna span KOB.
Oh yeah, span. The only span Akwapi 2013. Because when were some of the sisters were on the floor, then you were on the chair. Span
2013 span ni mkubwa. Unaona. Sasa pia na hustle kivyake huko yani anajitafutia, kila mtu alikuwa anajitafutia cause at your time unapata I have 4 sisters. One was not there, so there were 3. Na mtoto wake mmoja na hiyo mwenye mmoja alikuwa hapo ndio the first born kwetu, unaona, even older than span. So sometimes kuna tu shida zingine zinakuja kwa familia, ina affect kila mtu yani. Na kila mtu sasa unajipata mnarudi tena wote mahali pamoja hivi mnaangaliana, sasa mnaanza regroup. So ilikuwa hivyo, basi pana alikuwa anapiga mboka yake. So he was doing his thing.
Okay. Lessons that you have learned from the absence of your father that you would want to apply with your kids as a dad?
What lessons?
You never
in
thought
his
about
absence,
that?
No, I never thought about that, but there are no less. I don't think kuna lesson he may learn since his absence, but kuna lessons nililearn akiwa alive. Unaona, na he was a very so my dad, like, unaona kama kila mtu alienda na madhe, mimi nilibaki na mzae. Mimi mzae kwa natambua hiyo design, mimi kwa namtambua hiyo design. But pia alikuwa na mambo zake, unaona. So there are things which he did that I wouldn't want to do right now that I have a family, you know. So I think it was an experience. Every experience is a lesson. So just watching him being able to handle family venye alikuwa na handle, sometimes vitu hazikuanga sawa hivi, unaona nini unasema, you wouldn't want that to happen with my family right now, so let me avoid that. Yeah, but Ali set up a proper foundation for me, because I believe all that I have right now, if it wasn't for him, then I wouldn't be the nigga that I am right now. So rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Dad. Fondest memory that you have with him as a kid, or during his lifetime.
These are very many, but I say that the most recent one before he passed, when I told him I was into music, and he knew I was into music, of course, because it's something we did since we were kids. But when you grow older and people have to wake up and smell the coffee, this music thing is not a serious profession. You have to find something to do. Now I was there, I'm trying to convince him, like, yo man, this is it. At first, there can be a little bit this thing, you know how they So one day, I think it's around 2011, I wanted to do driving. We got to find driving, kama naweza pata another job ya kwa driver or something. So I told him that I wanted to do driving, and I was like, could you pay for me to take driving classes? Akatafuta, gave me 7,000 bob. So when he gave me 7,000 bob, your time, I was introduced to a guy called Automatic. Automatic, alikuwa based there, Cable K-Force. So I knew Automatic through Cable K-Force. So Automatic videos. So me, I have 7,000 bob. A lot of money. No.
And then what happened?
7,000 ni driving. Driving naingia na sasa hata story gari malipata hivi. Na huko kadhaa nataka to shoot video. Like I'm shooting this video. Hiyo ngoma ilikuwa inaitwa, and actually the verse of the song we shot that video for, ilikuja nikarapio fast kidogo kwa show yako, Mungu Baba msamaha kutoka kwako, na feel unstable, nataka some support, kujua uko nami, just give me a sign of any sort. I used that money, spent that money to cater for the video expenses. So my dad is asking, like, he knew I'm a grown up. I'm driving na shughulika tatu nini. Nikaambia father, mimi nimeingia nilipa video na ajama nini, you trip like yo why what nini. And then one day Nini can post Nation Daily. Around that time, yani, because bado alikuwa na trip. So he saw my me on Nation, the People, actually the People's Daily. And check hapa kona, hey, it was a very big picture of me. I'm like, na hii kitu
kumbe
kitu ni kumbe kitu inaeza.
Kumbe uko serious.
Kumbe uko serious. Nakumbuka all time kumbe uko serious yani. Yani it was a good look. Funny thing is that video we shot with kina Nini. Actually Loli P was there shooting that Nini.
Oh real?
It was Loli P and some other Nini. Your video ilikuwa itoka. Crazy. Lakini hiyo tu mzee anasema, na hii kitu iko serious. Hiyo ni bamba. I recall that. Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah.
Was that a difficult conversation to have to be like, yo man, I blew the 7K. I'm sorry. I did what I had to do, or were you just like?
Unajua, the thing with me is that even since a kid, I've always been a straightforward person, and discipline-wise, nini nilikuwa tu mseniko in line with. You know, I was just doing the right things. Yeah. So I never indulged in drinking or just smoking weed when I was young. So my dad knew me. So he knew what I was saying was legit. It was like, but if you're saying this, when I najua, form yako jaikuwa ati nini, hivi yani nini. So haikuwa, lakini ali of course unajua tu wazazi. Yeah. I was like, yo, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. They're never cool with it until it's like, okay, 1,000.
It's very sad that I all this, but I'm pretty sure he's proud where he is. Yeah.
That's dope. Now, let's talk about this album. We've been talking about this album since 2020.
Yeah.
What's happening? What's the plan?
Unajua, came up with the first album. It went straight to the books.
Testimony in 1990.
Straight to the books. Used to be ugly. Nowadays, I'm getting paid for my looks. Say that on a freestyle. First album, Testimony 1990, 2018, June. I think it was around June 16th or 13th. I'm not so sure about the date, but that's when I put it out. And I intended to release another album 7 months after that. But that never happened, and it didn't happen because I did not have enough songs to compile and release an album. But there's a way how I like to do my shit. Well, no, the first album, when I released it and I saw the impact that it had, I was like, man, this thing requires, like, you cannot just go out there and not do a video. No. I know since then a lot of guys have released albums.
Unataka kusema wewe ndio ulifanya watu watoe album?
Yeah.
Singers are releasing albums though.
Mimi ndo nili elevate the level ya kurelease hapa hii Kenya. Na inasema hivi, you can take it to the bank. Before Testimony 1990, hakuna album ilikuwa imetokea Kenya ilikuwa imehit hizo my digital platforms in a presentable way, the way mine did. People are putting out albums. I know a bunch of people had albums before me, but Testimony 1919 ilitokea wase wakaona shit, the album inaweza package hivi. We had the first we launched the album in a very, it was at that point it was strange, but after that people started replicating the idea.
Wait, hold on. Before Testimony 1990 happened at KICC.
Yep.
See, MDQ alikuwa amefanya show for her album at Alchemist, and was crazy.
It was, and I'm not disputing that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Now, big shout out to MDQ. She's always been one of my favorites. You know, from the get go, we've worked together a bunch of tracks. But like, ilikuwa noma MDQ. But Testimony 1990, like the way it was received by the masses. It's not only by the select crowd. You can have
like it cut across.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And with all the features that I had on the album, the songs, I listened to the album up to date. And I don't think, and I say this, if you want to go report to the police, you can go and do it. I don't think there's an album in Kenya, even at this point, and you may surpass Testimony 1990. Akuna.
Talk your shit, man.
No, this is general opinion. I tell you this, if you want to doubt that, put facts on the table and we'll debate.
Hold on,
But akuna niambie this is the track list. First song, Testimony 1990, featuring the late Sagini.
I like that one.
Came through with Blessings. Some of these songs I dropped videos for in 2000 and 2021. People come through with reactions like, fuck!
New music.
Hate this song, man, this guy's going hard. Bro, I'm like, this is off an album I put out almost 3 years ago. Now, Testimony 1990 did that shit. And if you want people, you debate, meaning, but deep down in your hearts, you know what I'm saying is facts. When Mr. Easy, YC,
yeah, Gwala was my favorite.
Gwala was the shit. It was banging. We had Ray C.
Was
like, I mean, the album was diverse, versatile, but at the same time, that shit was a classic. I feel like, and sometimes, even I'm just about to put out my next album number 2. But I'm not gonna scare your album, maybe.
You want to scare pressure?
What fans want to scare pressure? Because one thing I know, I rap good. Now, just getting me rap, just getting me to hold on. Like me personally, because anytime I release an album, I talk as if I never released really many albums. But anytime I want to release, I want to be in that zone. Testimony 1990 nilikuwa kwa hiyo zone. Na saa hizi nimekuwa kwa hiyo zone yenye niko. Yani that's why I believe the album that I'm going to release right now. If you have an album, if you have, you have very many friends in the industry, you can advise them to put out their albums right now. Because the minute I put out my album,
if you're watching
I am going to elevate levels.
If you're watching this, drop now.
I'm going to elevate. And I mean, even just off the buzz, songs that I've shared snippets for. The sort of features I showed you a video.
Yeah, man.
You know the sort of niggas I'm working with on the album. So that goes to tell you the amount of time and sacrifice and investment that has been made for this album to become great. Yeah, so don't even trip on that.
Are you releasing it this year?
Your album.
If it was 4 months.
Yeah, it's coming out this. Actually, it was supposed to come out last month.
Okay.
Nifanye tu nini, OdiBets waliingia wakadoi ikaongeza, pesa ikakuwa mingi, unaona. So you have to chase the bag and then you get back to the drawing board.
Gotta get the bag,
exactly,
man. Yeah.
But the album is done. It's ready. Because from off this album, funny thing is that when I was doing Testimony 1990, nilifikiria sana what title I was going to use, but eventually it came up. Hii album sasa nilisumbua sana na title ya kutumia. Because hii album nimefanya the sort of inspiration that I've had when I was making this album and the one that I had, the inspiration. When I got kids, it's a different experience, life experience. I was a nigga out there, I was just living life and I was a young guy. So I'm still trying to think of a proper name to you. But this album, I can guarantee you that is gonna be unajua tu itakuwa ile kitu. Na nataka that drop a surprise album. After this one, I'm gonna drop a surprise album.
You already have one lined up?
Yeah.
Damn,
yeah.
Mommy. Si utule watu wa consume.
Wata consume alafu ndani ni. So you unafanya kina Eminem wana hit up with that kamikaze shit like when you least expect. The other day Nas came with King's Disease 2.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I think you just have to feed the streets. Yeah, keep them fed.
Yeah, man. Tell me about this collab with Dax.
Dax, big shout out to Dax. We how did we link up? Yo, yeah, I remember. I've always been a fan of Dax, and I check out his videos. Like, I mean, he always comes up with some of the craziest concepts when it comes to videos, and there's a way he does his thing. I mean, from the jump, I was captivated by his level of creativity. So I've always wanted to initiate a convo, start a conversation with him, but I ain't gotten the chance to. So one time I'm on Instagram. I didn't even know he was on Instagram, and I see Dax. I see him posted something. It's like, yo, let me hit this nigga up real quick. Yo, what up, Dax? My name is Khaligraph Jones from Kenyan. And nigga's like, yo, bro, I know who you are.
Nigga.
Yeah, I know who you are. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm thinking I'm working on an album, and I was thinking if it's possible, I get you on the album. Like, yo, nigga, first before anything, the track he did with Sarkodie, man, that shit is banging, bro. Like, fine. And that's how it all started. Came, did my thing, already shot a video for that, So, even though
Speaking of collaborations, right? Blaqbonez is in the country.
Yeah, Blaqbonez, yeah.
And last time we talked, you said ain't no beef, everything good in the hood. Do you think you're gonna hop in the studio with this dude?
I mean, I'm always open to working with a guy. One people don't realize is that even when all this thing was happening, prior communication was made. Even before the diss tracks happened and shit. I was like, yo, bro, I saw you out there. You was talking. I think it's gonna be good for the game if we started if we take it to that direction. It's like, yo, you go ahead and but sometimes when you do some things, people start having opinions and so for instance, if I'm beefing with this guy who's holding the camera. My best and be fala then you see that say there's a hard feelings I'm like, yo, man, I thought you was with me. How is it that you finding his jokes funny? Yeah, but I think probably in between that's how it came to be. But I mean, the communication has been there. Because even when he pulled up, he told me he was coming through. Only that I haven't gotten a chance to
link up with him just yet.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, that's good, man. That's dope. Yeah, Khali Cartel 4. Everybody asking. I want us to talk about this on the record so that people know for sure what is happening. You've been playing verses on IG, like you've been telling niggas, yo, this, like, can you guess who's on it? Can you guess who's on it? But then nothing. What's going on?
Yeah, I have been working, Khali Cartel, it's done. Like, because I was working on the album, and the whole plan has been to include all these things on the album. I wanted to put Khali Cartel on the album so that by the time the album is coming out, Khali Cartel is also inside there, and it's part of the album. But we've had a lot of things happening in between that has prevented me, from releasing the song or the track or whatever you people call it.
But cipher.
I don't want to call it cipher because nowadays the meaning of cipher has changed. People hear cipher, they think people are coming to rap off the top. Like, these guys are coming to kick freestyle. It's like, oh, yeah, that is not a real, you understand? Really? Yeah, I see people out there with their comments.
Yeah, people be getting mad at rappers for reading lyrics. It's
like, I'm gonna get mad at you if you do that too.
Why?
Memorize the lyrics, go to the studio.
What if you just wrote it?
Nah, what if you just wrote it? Shit. We don't.
What if you just wrote it? Like, what's wrong with that?
It doesn't matter who you are. You don't pull out your phone and you start reading off the phone and you're rapping on radio and it's supposed to be a freestyle session. Nigga, come through with verses you've memorized exactly. And Ruby, you'll never see me pull out a phone.
Where's
and
Lalanga studio?
Exactly, that's our studio. I believe it is your responsibility. If you're a rapper, then you always need to be prepared.
Okay.
You see, when we did that Odinare challenge and I put rappers on the spot, and that was a good lesson. I had to teach them a lesson so that they go and they start doing their Katapilla came to correct though. It's kicking it off the top. Always ready.
Oh yeah, when you put the rappers on the spot to like rap.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like doing that shit because they used to do that shit to me back in the days too. So I think it's only right. But I don't respect people who pull out their phones and read off the phone
at a freestyle session.
Exactly.
You ain't about that like. I don't know. Now we've had a very lengthy conversation about, this is just a part 2. I think every time we talk it's always some new shit to talk about. But as we wrap this up, anything that you want to leave the fans with?
What? I don't know, man. This is your show. You want the show. Is there anything you feel like you've left out?
We've talked about Khali Cartel. We've talked about the album. We've talked about Odinare. We've talked about State of Affairs with William, police brutality. I think those are the major ones. We've talked about fatherhood, a bit of family life. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I think we've covered enough for now. Maybe we'll have the other conversation album.
For sure.
So you said this album this year?
The album is ready. The album is dropping anytime from next week.
Why is that hard to read? What about your J. Cole shit?
Yeah.
What about Kesha Midnight? There's an album.
Exactly. That is what I intend to do.
Dope, man. Dope. Thank you for making this time. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. I'm Johnny Boom. Go true.
Thank you for having us at Blu Ink.
All right.
Fam, if you're checking out this episode of the podcast, thank you so much for, writing. You can go ahead and comment. What have you found interesting in the podcast? What have you found interesting in the conversation? Let us know in the comment section. Of course, if you have come this far and you haven't subscribed, man, stop fucking with me. Come and join the Ruby V family. Subscribe to the channel, share this video, share other podcast episodes. There's a lot on this here channel for you to check out. Yeah, I'm gonna catch you on the next episode. Peace.